Hey guys, today we're going to tape for generalized knee pain in the front of the knee. If you've had a history of kneecap issues, they're called patellar issues, anything like that, this would kind of be a good tape job if you're having some discomfort to help with that. So what we're going to start with are some pre-cut pieces of kinesio tape, KT tape, whatever you want to call them. There's so many different brands. I feel like they kind of work the same. It just depends on you and what your body adapts to easy. So we're going to start off with a piece of tape and we're going to cut it down the middle. So I've already done this one. So we're looking at just a black piece of kinesio tape, and all I did was cut it down the middle. On the back of this piece, you can see that there's already lines drawn. So what I did was went to about the second line. It really doesn't matter. You don't have to be exact on your measurements. The hard part's going to be where to put it. So if you're looking at your knee, what you're looking for, and I'm going to draw on mine so you can kind of see it and it's easier for you. What I want to find is where my kneecap is. So I'm going to show you here with me that this is my kneecap. As you can see the line. And all I'm going to do, because I can feel where the bone is, and then I go, oh, here's the bottom of it, and I'm going to pop off and go, there's no bone there, there's kind of a divot, but if I go down a little bit further, I feel bone again. So that's going to be where your patellar ligament is. And all we're going to do is go below it and go, okay, there's a bone right there. So here's my big bone at the bottom. That's where we're going to anchor it. If you're off a little bit, it doesn't matter. You just want to find that general area. So now that we've kind of found where we're going to put the tape, we're going to put our knee in just a little bit of a bend. You don't want it too much and you don't want it flat. You just want a little bit of a bend in it. You're going to take that piece of kinesio tape that you've already cut and you're going to break it. You're going to break the paper on the back side just like that. So each of the little, I call it tentacles, on this little jellyfish are free. You're going to peel back the tape on the top piece. Try not to touch it if you can help it. And then all we're going to do is with the tentacles up, we're going to lay it down. We're going to put the head of the jellyfish on the leg, right on or right below where my little mark was. So here's my kneecap, and I'm coming right below it to that bone, and right on top of that bone is that head of that jellyfish. Now, when I put it on, I got to make sure I rub it. Friction helps that adhesive stick a little bit better. And then I'm going to take one piece of that jellyfish tentacle, and I'm going to peel back the paper on it. You're just peeling back the paper. Again, try not to touch it, so that's why I'm using the paper. And I'm going to take and I'm going to pull it up and around the outside of the kneecap. So again, you're going to go ahead and pull the tape pretty good. I'm pulling it about 50 to 60% of what I could. Here's max pull, so I'm going to back off here. And then as I pull, I'm going to guide it with my other hand to go around that kneecap and then lay it down. Doesn't matter really where you lay it down on the piece. If you have a long tentacle, it's going to go further. All we really care about is that you've got some pull coming around the outside of that kneecap. And you can kind of see how it pulled up and across. You could even pull up and all the way up here if you wanted to. Remember, that part doesn't matter. The second tentacle, what you're going to do, again, we're going to pull the paper just like we did on that one. And we're going to go again for that 50 to 60% pull. And we're going to come along the inside of the kneecap. You can see I'm going right along that line there. And then I'm just going to pull that piece straight up. So now you can see I've got some weird markings on my knee. And as long as you have the pull going from low to high up towards your thigh and around each side of that kneecap, you've done the job on this piece. Now that should still feel pretty good on your knee. If you want a little bit extra support, what I've found that if I take another piece of kinesio tape, and I'm doing pink just so you can see the difference. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. You don't have to be precise on your measurements, but remember, we don't like edges that are sharp like a box. So what we're going to do is just round them. It'll help the tape stick. I'm going to take my piece of tape. I'm going to fold a little bit at the end, and then I'm going to break it. I'm going to take this piece off. That's going to be my anchor piece. And I'm going to find where my kneecap is again. And I'm just going to kind of go off to the side. You don't have to be precise. So my kneecap is here to here. And what I'm going to do is come off to the side, half on that black tape. And I'm just going to put it right there. Again, you don't have to be precise. It's more just making sure that we're pulling in the right direction. And then I'm going to take that tape, try not to touch it. And as I pull this paper off, I kind of hold that piece down there so it doesn't come up. And then I'm going to hold with my hand the bottom piece of the tape. I'm going to pull up at a good 50 to 60, maybe even 70% pull. And I'm pulling up and across, and then I'm going to lay it down. Knees in slight flexion, just like it was before, and I'm pulling up and across. And as you can see, that's what it's going to look like. So you're going to pull from outside, up, and inward. If you really like the feel of that, I usually stop at this point, but if you want to get really fancy, you can take that other little piece that you cut and let's use it for something. So you're going to break it at the end. You're making your anchor. This time we're going to go on the inside. Same thing, inside, half over, that same kind of level as the other piece of tape so you can see. And then I'm going to pull, holding my anchor down on the tape. I'm going to pull again at that 50 to 60%. I'm going to pull up and a little bit across. On this inside piece, you really don't want to cross over towards the outside too much. You want mainly a upward motion with a little bit of inward motion, but that's what it should look like when you get done. And if you've done it right, your knee might have what I call a little bit of chicken skin in there. It might bubble up, but when you're walking around and moving, it should feel really good for you. You guys have a fabulous day.